Hey guys, Fresh Kiwi here. Today I've got a tutorial for you guys just how to make an effective but relatively simple Melbourne Bounce kind of lead. So I've had a lot of people commenting up on Facebook and inboxing me about how I make my leads, and I thought I'd just give you a few tips and tricks to get you guys on your way. So pretty much whenever I start off my tracks, I usually do the lead last. I mean, it's up to you how you want to design it, and I mean, structure your whole track. But that's how I do it. So pretty much, I've put down just a really basic build and a kick, bass, and a clap, something to work around. So this is how it sounds at the moment. So yeah, really basic, but pretty much everything you can see on here is going to be in my sample pack here. So Fresh Kiwi Essentials Volume 1. So you'll be able to download that, and yeah, that's pretty much got a whole bunch of little samples to get you guys on your way. So got some basses, claps, so on. So pretty much I've picked the stuff up from other sample packs. I've cut it out of loops. It's just some stuff I've repitched myself. Half of the stuff on here I've kind of repitched and edited a bit for more friendly use. So go hard and use all of that. Yeah. So pretty much to start off with making the lead, I have got some vocal cuts here. So I'm going to grab this one here. I'm just going to, most important thing is when you are using samples is to cut off as much tail as possible. You just want the fat part, okay? Because you don't want that's all reverb, that's all delay, you don't want any of that stuff. So drag that and I'll stick it on here. Okay, so I want loop points on just a tiny bit, okay, and obviously those two clicked, and push the slide up. Now I've linked it up to a mixer track here, and this is how it sounds at the moment. So it sounds really dry, so we're going to add a few effects to it. We're going to put on parametric EQ. I'm just going to do a real quick job here so you guys can spend more time on it when you guys do it. So, and I usually chuck on quite a bit of reverb. I think it's really important when you're making an effective lead to put some good reverb in. So you guys can look at the presets, how I've set it up on here. So I just pause for a couple of seconds. Then I use trusty kickstart, so I usually put it on nice and tight. And not a big fan of sound goodizers, but I'll put one on, makes it a bit more fat. And you can put a sausage fattener on, only a tiny little bit. I think so. We'll see how that sounds. Already sounds quite fat. It sounds really good. Got a nice tail to it. So we take them off. That's what it sounds like. Cool. So pretty much I've already made up a quick melody, so I'm just going to stick that up on here. And I'll show you. Here's a melody I quickly made. So if you listen to the end of it, it's got a nice kind of kick and tail to it, so it kind of pops out for you guys when you're listening. So that's really important for the user. You want a lead that's going to separate from the kick and the bass and kind of get your ears and really kind of attack your ears with a lot of I don't really know how to explain, but you probably get what I mean in terms of when you're listening to something and you hear the lead and you're like, oh, that sounds really, really cool. So you want to try to make it as sharp as possible. So I've pretty much already stuck the lead in here, done a really basic filtered build up with the lead, so it kind of gives the user a bit of a, the listener, sorry, a bit of a feel to what's coming in the drops. You can be subtle or you can make it quite blatant. And then I've stuck it in on here, so let's see what it sounds like. Cool, so what I like to do with my drops is make a bit of a variation. So we've got this melody here. And now we're going to grab another one out of my sample pack. This one here. Again, it's in the same key. So we're going to copy and paste that. And what I like to do is just push it over. Now what you want to do is when you want to keep the same settings, so you right click, go clone. It keeps all the same mixer track effects and stuff, so you don't have to redo it. You want to link it all to the same track, save CPU, and it makes your leads more consistent. But you've got to make sure your sounds are relatively similar. If they're different octaves and so on, it can be a bit tricky getting the effects spot on. So here we go. Cool, so we got that. Awesome. So just a couple of really quick tips. On my master, I like to use G-Tune. It tells you what key your sample's in. Obviously samples are going to be in different keys, so if you're playing on your MIDI keyboard, okay, I want my bass, and yeah, pretty much just tells you what key your sample's in, which is really, really, really effective. So yeah, that's another handy tip you guys can use. And obviously, if you want to sidechain your lead more, you can just do the really, really common way of doing sidechaining, the compression sidechain. Click your kick, sorry. Right click on the lead, sidechain to this track, open up your limiter, and you want to work backwards. So you want to work from the bottom there. Which isn't quite. Oh right, 2 6. I've stuck it on the wrong. I've put on the filter by accident, so we're going to push that up. Sorry, this is really, really messy, guys. Alright, let's try. So you start from the bottom, so you go. You want to try to find that sweet spot, so that's too much, that's too little. So yeah, that sounds really, really tight, so that's kind of feel you want. So yeah, I'm going to have this sample pack below, so there'll be a link to that. Make sure you like me up on Facebook, subscribe. Next week I'm going to be doing a top 5 tips and tricks of Melbourne, so I'm going to cover a whole lot of things. Some kick and bass mixing, and some more lead mixing. So till then, hope this all helps you, and catch you next time. Cheers guys.